Rhubarb Sport is sponsored by Thorns Lane Garage, the winning team for all your motoring needs in Wakefield. Find them on Google or call Wakefield 239 439.
Right then, thanks very much for joining us here at Rhubarb Radio Sports Chat on a Sunday afternoon, the sunny Sunday afternoon across the Wakefield District and South Leeds. Very special sports chat this afternoon as we're celebrating with Featherstone Rovers head, I nearly said head coach then, Marchie, assistant coach Paul March, and fans' favourite New Brown, of course, these guys at Wembley yesterday, winning the 1895 Cup for Featherstone Rovers and bringing back that trophy to Featherstone. And we're having a bit of a question and answer session, so thanks very much to all your questions that's come in here at Rhubarb Radio on our Facebook page this afternoon. And we'll carry on now with some questions. We'll jump to you first, March, if that's okay. How well do you think the young lads did, especially with the lead up in the week, and when did they get to know that they were playing? And that's from Mark Pawson.
Yeah, I thought we did credit to themselves. Obviously a young kid coming into the side, there were a lot of added pressure onto them, but they found out on Friday morning that they were going to play, and from then the senior boys looked after them and showed them the ropes, and I thought they all did themselves proud. Jacob Doyle, he's a very quiet lad around training, and he will tell you, he doesn't say much. But certainly some of his actions on Saturday for both of his tries were outstanding. So, it's like I said, if these young lads can keep pushing these experienced players and first teamers, there's a bright future for the club.
Yeah, definitely, and a special mention really for Jacob Doyle, because he took his both tries well. That first one when he went in the corner, well, both tries, as I say, sent us fans crazy in the stands at Wembley yesterday. So no, it was great, and I think on that I mentioned for well, I could pick loads of players out who played well, but the try that New scored himself, backing up JD down that left-hand side of the field, that was an outstanding try, something that we'll remember us Fev fans for a long time, so well done on that one. That leads me on to a question for you, New, actually. Someone's asked the question, after your try, you kiss your wristband. What was on the wristband, and was that something that you do after every try, or was that just something at Wembley? And that's from Andrew Falconer.
Story short. So my mum passed away in December, just for my birthday. So I always write it on my wrist, and also have my partner that I've been away for 7 months now. So hopefully she gets to come over, but they're just in lockdown in Australia at the moment. So she just got denied. Exemption to come over. So
right,
the bummer. So
certainly is. You're right.
Yeah, I'm doing it tough, but I'm good. Like, I'm used to it, so I'm used to being away from home, so it's all good. So that's the reason why my try celebration.
Well, we'll take you under our wing as the Fev family. Don't worry about that. We'll keep you in that one. And another one then for you, New. What do the Featherstone Rovers supporters mean to the team? I was there on Friday when the team set off. It was a great atmosphere on Station Lane, at the bottom of Station Lane, with the St Thomas's Junior School and the other junior schools all coming out. But what did that mean to the players to see that as you set off to Wembley?
I think we're all shocked and surprised. Like, for myself, because we train in the afternoons. Like, when I drive down that main street, there's like hardly anyone down the strip.
Yep.
When we came on the bus into that main street, and it was just full packed with people, everyone was just like gobsmacked and realised, like, okay, we actually are going to Wembley. This is a massive deal for the community. And I remember Richie Agar coming to speak to us, I think 2 weeks prior, before we went to Wembley, and he showed a clip of Featherstone the last time they played, 1983, and just, all bars, all shops closed down that day just to go watch the game. So, and that's what the turnout was like for Featherstone yesterday, 2 days ago. So it was amazing, man. Like, yeah, like people back home in Australia and New Zealand don't understand what this means to a little small town like Featherstone. So it was a big deal for the community, and so, yeah, man, just awesome to be a part of it.
Yeah, for the people who don't know, there was literally the shops, everyone in Featherstone's put bunting up and flags in the window, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. And I suppose the next question will be for you then, Paul, and it's a question about the coming home, shall we say, from Wembley. Firstly, what was the journey home like? Be careful if you've got any stories. And secondly, is there anything planned for the fans to see the trophy up close and personal? They mentioned a bus parade on one of the questions. I don't know if that's going to happen, but is there anything planned yet, or is that something that's still going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, obviously it were quite one to start with, coming out of Wembley, and then when we got going, you know, it was just good to be in each other's company. We did a bit of singing, and you know, the players who were making the debuts, Joe Summers, you know, and people who's not been on a trip like that, they got up and did a few songs. You know, so there's a few artists out there at the minute. You know, so we had a bit of a laugh and that, and just enjoyed this company, and you know, and appreciated what we'd achieved in the game. Just going on that, obviously, Luke Cooper, you know, we're going to speak about Cooper. I'm hoping he's listening, because he says he listens to your show all the time.
So he should.
Yeah, yeah. He's like got glue on his hands, right, and it's stuck to that trophy. So obviously, from the minute we got it, right, to the minute we till I left anyway, because obviously we got back to Featherstone, and you know, the players just had a couple of drinks outside there. And you know, families come and we had a few photos, but Luke Cooper never let any other families have photos. He was the only one who could have a photo with it. And I know his wife Becca said that he slept with it last night. So you know, I'm hoping he's going to bring it back tomorrow or today, so I can take it round schools next week. But as far as a parade or an homecoming, obviously, you know, we only got back late last night, and nothing's been set in stone. So as soon as any announcements made, I'm sure the fans will be first to know.
No, that's great to hear. And just talking on Coops there, my lad Keane's here in the studio with me, and he asked us, didn't he, off air a little while ago? Coops, he loves his scrum hat, doesn't he? And it broke in the final of all places. He didn't look very happy when he threw it to one side. I think he kicked it, in fact, didn't he?
Yeah, obviously, I think on his social media he said 11 years he'd wore it. You know, but if it meant that much to him, you know, he'd have picked it up and
put some gaff around it.
Yeah, got someone to sort it out. But I think because of the heat on the day, you know, I think he, you know, he just kicked it away for, you know, we're not using this. But some of the lads said that, you know, he played a lot better without it. So we'll see, eh? We'll see. Will it get repaired? Is the question. And talking to Coops, he took the trophy round to the injured players. I see this morning on his social media. I think that's a very, very good thing to do. Obviously, it's none of the players COVID-wise. It's the injured players who didn't make it into the final, which is really good to see. So that's a credit to him there. Okay. Last question, I think, for you, Paul, and then I actually got a question for you both just to finish off. But the question is about Lockie, the captain, and I think he was captain fantastic on the day. There's a lot of things going on in his personal life, and I know it was announced that he had a second child last night. Did he get home in time? That's the big question. But Stephanie Overton's asked us. I think he did.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, I think just on Lockie, you know, getting down to London at 3:30, and then he'll back on a train back up to Wakefield at 4:30 in the afternoon on Friday, back down at 5:30 in the morning, and he arrived at the team hotel at 8:15. And then to do what he did on the game, you know, he put a big shift in, and you know, he led from the front, you know, by example, and you know. As a captain, you know, you want that from your leader, to lead by example, and you know, others followed him, and you know, we all got his rewards.
Yeah. So quick question for you, New, and then I've got one question for both of you. What's the team spirit like? And have you had anything like this anywhere else before? And that's from Martin Anderson.
Yeah. No, I've never been a part of a team in my in my professional career that's been like this. The energy, I think, just more the loyalty from the boys, and how much, like, because I've been playing footy for the last, professionally for the last 10 years full time, and so being in a full time environment, you sort of forget what it's like to be part timers. And so for these boys to turn up, they start work at 6 and they finish at 5 and get to training at 6, and then we leave training but we get home after training by 9 o'clock at night, the latest. For these boys, they turn up every day, and then to put out that kind of performance like we did yesterday, it's a true testament to this team. And so I think that's why this is probably like the most, probably the most special thing I've been a part of with this team. And I feel like our energy, like what you're saying with Luke Cooper, I've never met someone like Luke Cooper that will literally die for this team. The way he's got that cup in his hands 24 hours or dropping it off to the boys that are, that do have COVID, like, that's just, putting team first. And he's always been like that. And I remember asking him, what is it like for you to be playing at Wembley? And he was like, he paused for a bit, and he looked at me, and I remember him having like a bit of like watery eyes, but I know Coops, he's like real manly, and he doesn't like
big grr.
Yeah. I could just see it in his eyes how much it meant to him, and for me it was like, okay, I'm ready to go out there and to die for you, And so I've never felt like that in a team, so that's why I love Fev. So yeah.
Fantastic. So, last question. Again, loads of questions are coming. Thank you very much to all the listeners for these questions, because it's great to hear and see that so many people are so interested in the last 48 hours of Featherstone Rovers, shall we say. But a question for you both, really. So, what was your favourite moment over the last 48 hours? Is it the Ice Bucket Challenge, Marchie?
It certainly cooled me down, did that ice bucket over my head, but no, just for me, just to walk out, leading the side onto the Wembley turf, that's going to stick with me forever.
Same question to you, Anu. Favourite moment for the last 48 hours?
Obviously the whole being a part of that whole Wembley, being at that Wembley Stadium, but I think the night before we had, I don't think many know, but we had a presentation just between us boys and Webber that was on Zoom, and all of us had to speak individually, handing over a jersey to one of the boys, and we had to speak what we thought of that player, and how much it meant to us as individuals to wear the jumper, and that, like, whatever that was said in that room about each individual, that will stay with us for the rest of our lives. And I think that was probably the biggest thing that I took from the last 2 days.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic, New. Thank you very much, both of you, for, first of all, as a personal, for me as a Featherstone Rovers fan, just so emotional day yesterday, and I speak on behalf of probably every single Featherstone fan for everything you guys did yesterday in the week lead up to get the game on, first of all, and then go out and do what you did on that Wembley turf for us Fev fans, and for yourselves. Must be a great moment, and it certainly was for us. So thank you very much on behalf of me and all the Featherstone Rovers fans. I'm sure everyone will say that as well. Thanks from everyone here at Rhubarb Radio for joining us the day after, exclusively the day after your Wembley win. Sounds great, doesn't it? So thanks very much, guys. Good luck for the rest of the season in that bid for Super League. We're behind you here at Rhubarb Radio, and I'm sure the rest of the local community are certainly behind you. So thanks very much on behalf of myself and everyone here at Rhubarb Radio, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Cheers, News. Cheers, Paul. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers, Kian and John. We'll carry on with Rhubarb Radio Sports Chat here at Rhubarb in just a little while. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you soon.
Rhubarb Sport is sponsored by Thorns Lane Garage, the winning team for all your motoring needs in Wakefield. Find them on Google or call Wakefield 239 439.